Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video of stocks, sports, and stupid shit. In today's video, we are strictly talking about a stupid shit topic, and that topic is going to be about college tuition. College tuition is a very passionate topic for me. I'm currently in college. I've been in college for the past 3 years, and I have a huge problem when the price of college, the price of tuition, the price of fees and room and board and books and commuting and all of that is associated when the cost going up just for you to obtain a degree. So I did a lot of research for doing this video. I'm going to be talking about the research I did. I got that right here. I'm going to be talking about some first-hand experience. And I'm very, very excited to get into this because this is some stupid shit, alright? The price of tuition is some stupid shit. And the reason why it's some stupid shit is because in today's modern economy, you need a degree to earn a middle income. Or even obtain a middle class job. You need a college degree. It's not like it was, 20, 30 years ago where you could graduate from high school and get a middle job or a middle job income and then, work there, work up the ranks and, just have a happier lifestyle. Nowadays, when technology, it has changed everything and you need a degree now. It's almost, and as time goes on, it's only going to become more important. But even right now, present day, it's very hard to get a job without a degree. I'll give you a first-hand experience, like example right now. Right now, I work at a company called CVS, and I am a retail management intern there. Now, the next step from being a retail management intern is an assistant manager. But I was told I cannot obtain that position until I get my bachelor's, which I am going for. But I know of people in that position and know of people that are managers of a CVS that do not have a college degree because they didn't require that back in the day. Even a few years ago they didn't. So what I'm saying is, this video, I'm going to be very passionate. I'm going to give you a lot of insight, hopefully. I'm going to give you a lot of information, and I hope that you guys get a ton out of it because like I said, this is a topic that is very passionate for me. I'm very passionate about it. So let's get into some things I researched, alright? So what I researched is, I looked into the annual cost of tuition, including tuition, fees, and room and board. So what I found is, and before I get into the numbers are based on family income level of $30,000 to $48,000. Why is that important? Well, it's important because that number, your family household income, is going to be based on how much you get in grants and loans when you fill out the FAFSA. So anyone that knows, is in college or, was in college or anything, they understand that when you go to college, they tell you, hey, fill out the FAFSA. They will give you grants. They can give you grants, or they could, and they can give you loans to help you pay for college. And that number is based on some other things, but the big component of how much they give you in grants and loans is based on that family household income. So if your parents make, more money, like $80,000, they're going to think that your parents contribute a certain amount to you going to college, so they're not going to give you as much. But if you live in a family that only makes $20,000 a year, they're going to give you a shit ton of grants that will cover most of your college because they see your parents cannot contribute as much to your college education. So let me get into some numbers right here, alright? So I'm going to start off with UMass Lowell, the school I'm currently at, and let's talk about the 1-year annual tuition, fee, and room and board cost for UML, which is at $24,500. Now I'm going to talk about a community college that I went to. At NECC in Haverhill, Massachusetts, their annual tuition and fees is $9,211. Now they don't have room and board because they're a community college, but tuition and fees is at $9,211. All right. Now, a very popular school around here in New Hampshire is called UNH, and their annual, tuition fees and room and board is $18,200. That's a lot. Also in New Hampshire, located in Manchester, I looked up New Hampshire Institute of Art, which is at $34,000 for the first year. Then I looked up some schools outside of my area. I looked at San Diego State University, which is at $19,400. I also looked at Alaska Pacific University in Alaska, and that was at $26,500. And then I looked at the University of Alabama at Birmingham, and that was at $23,100. And then the last one I looked into was Bethel University in St. Paul, Minnesota at $31,300. Now, when those numbers, you notice the cheapest was obviously the community college one at $9,200, and the highest one was at the, let me just double check here, was at the New Hampshire Institute of Art at $34,000, and everything else fell in between. So a community college is at $9,000, and art school's at $34,000. And that's not even I didn't even look into the Ivy League schools, all right? I didn't even go into the top elite schools. These are just, your average schools that people go to, just because they're in the area or just because, they're a popular school to go to. I didn't even look up, BC, BU, Harvard, Yale, which annually is in the 40,000 to 50,000 range, which most people can't afford to go to. It's very hard to afford to pay out of pocket to go to those schools. So I just looked up schools that just, people that have a median income would go to, or that can afford to go to based on their finances. And that's crazy. Those numbers, you also have to times by 4 because you're at that school for 4 years. And that's just insane. The fact that you could be in over $100,000 worth of debt just because you got an education for something that you might not even want to do, but hopefully you do want to do, and hopefully you're very passionate about what you're getting the degree for. That's just crazy. That's insane. And some other information I found also was in 2017, tuition and fees increased 2.9 to 3.6%. And inflation in 2017 was only at 2%. So tuition is only increasing, fees are only increasing. It is going higher than the rate of inflation at this point. And that's crazy. That's insane, guys. And the worst part is in today's modern economy, you need a degree. You need it. You need it. I found a stat that said college dropouts are 71% more likely to be unemployed. 71, guys. That's insane. That's crazy. And then I found another stat that said Bill Gates is actually projecting that in 2025 there's going to be a shortage of skilled college graduate workers in the United States of America of 7 million people. 7 million people by 2025. Bill Gates projected we're going to be in a deficit of unskilled workers. That's insane. And the reason for that, is, I think a big reason is because of cost. Cost keeps going up. People keep complaining about cost, and then it goes up some more. Doesn't really make sense. But I found another argument. And I definitely think it's a valid, legit argument. But at the same time, even though it's a legit argument, I think at the same time, tuition needs to get lowered, fees need to be lowered, and then that gives more people more opportunities to go out there and get a degree. And I read that it was due to employees, healthcare, and benefits for the employees that work at the colleges. So basically, our prices are going up because they're raising the, staff of the colleges' healthcare benefits and, the paying them and their benefits. And that's a legitimate reason. I want those things to happen. I want, if you work in education, I want you to get paid, the best rate you can get. But that shouldn't be sacrificed at the same time for the opportunity for more students to go to school. So obviously something has to give at some point. Obviously, you know, a lot of economists are speculating we're in a student debt loan bubble, which, you know anything about a bubble, you don't know you're in a bubble until it bursts. A lot of people think it's going to burst, you know, in the next coming years, and that makes a lot of sense. But it's just crazy, like, it's just crazy, you know. I mean, I'm at UMass Lowell, and I do the continuing and online education, and for 4 classes, it costs me over $4,000. I think the exact number is, if I can do the math real quick in my head, $4,130 for 4 classes, which is cheap. Because before I was doing the undergraduate morning classes, and that cost me over $7,000 just to take morning classes, not including parking, which was another $300. And as another fun fact, Harvard charges $40 a day to park at their facilities. This is a little fun fact. But it's just, this is some stupid shit. This is some stupid shit. And I don't know the answer of, you know, how we get costs down, but also don't, you know, hurt the quality of education at the university. But at the end of the day, guys, like, we have to lower these tuition prices. We have to get more, you know, people in colleges and, you know, enrolled in colleges. We have to make the FAFSA, you know, system work more smoothly. When FAFSA, you have to, you know, include your parents' information up to the age of 23. When I was graduating high school, I knew tons of people who were, you know, living on their own that, you know, they weren't even associated with their parents, and now, you know, they try to go to college and they're told they need their parents' finance information, and a lot of people don't have that. So we have to make FAFSA easier for students. We need to make tuition and fees and room and board and everything that associated with the cost of college lower. And that's just my little rant for today. That's some stupid shit that's going on in the United States right now, and I really hope that in my lifetime, as soon as possible, we see some progress towards that. And that's all I got for today's video, guys. Thank you so much. I'll be back for another video tomorrow where I will be discussing all 3 topics. I'm gonna get right back on that. So in tomorrow's video, I will be talking about a stock for a little bit, about a sports team or an athlete for a little bit, and then I'll have a stupid shit topic, of course, guys. Again, thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you have the best day of your life. Thank you.